everyone, this is Bindu KB. In this lesson, I am going to discuss about the chapter 1 of the class 7th history textbook. The title of the book is Our Pasts 2. The title of the first chapter is Tracing Changes Through a Thousand Years. In this lesson, as the title indicates, we are going to discuss about the changes which occurred in thousand years. Let us start our discussion with the maps, and here 1000 years refers to the period from 8th century to the 18th century. There are many changes which occurred. Let us start our discussion with maps, and we are going to discuss many things which changed during this period. And we are going to discuss about the maps by taking two maps as example. They are map 1 and map 2. Let us start our discussion with map 1. This map 1, which was drawn by Arab geographer whose name was Al-Idrasi, and this map was drawn in 12th century, that means in 1154 CE. CE means common era. Common era and AD, Anno Domini, these are one and the same. In 1154 CE, this map was drawn, and in this map, the South India was located at the place where North India was expected. That means South India was wrongly located in this map 1. Hence, Sri Lanka, this was also wrongly located. This Sri Lanka, as we know, this is located below the South India, but this Arab geographer Al-Idrasi, he located Sri Lanka as the island at the top of the South India. That means he located this South India wrongly. Hence, Sri Lanka was also wrongly located according to him. And the places names which were marked in the language which is Arabic language. Arabic language was used to locate the places in map 1. And the interesting thing in this map 1 is some places, some well-known places like Kanauj, these were exactly located. This is about map 1. And about map 2. This map 2 was made after 600 years of map 1, and this map 2 which was drawn in 1720, and this was drawn by French cartographer. Cartographer means who is expert in drawing maps is referred as cartographer. And the important thing in this map 2 is the coastal areas. These were exactly located in map 2, and these were surprisingly detailed. These coastal areas were surprisingly detailed. Hence, many European sailors and merchants, these used this map 2 in their voyages. And from map 1 and map 2, we can draw these conclusions. These conclusions are map 1 and map 2. These are maps of the same area, but these are different because the information which the cartographers are getting, this information was changing with time. That means we can see improvement in the science of cartography. This is about maps. Let us discuss about the terminologies. Terminologies means words. The words which changed with time. We are going to discuss about the how these terminologies changed with time. Many historical records are available to us, and these historical records, these are existing in variety of languages, and these languages were changing with time. For example, Persian language. We can see difference between the medieval Persian language and modern Persian language. This language changed with time. Persian language changed with time, and we can see changes in grammar and vocabulary. And in addition to grammar and vocabulary, the meanings of the words are also changed with time. Let us discuss about the change in the meanings by taking two words as example. Those two words are Hindustan and foreigner. We are using this word Hindustan to understand India. India is also called Hindustan, but in the 13th century, a person whose name was Meenach Siraj, he was a chronicler during the 13th century. He used this word Hindustan to refer area like Punjab, Haryana, and the lands between the two rivers, that is Ganga and Yamuna. These were addressed by using the term Hindustan, And according to this person, according to Meenakshi Siraj, South India was not included in the word Hindustan. And the second word is foreigner. Foreigner is a word which we are using to refer a person who is not an Indian. But in the medieval period, any stranger can be addressed by using a word foreigner. Any stranger who appeared in a village or town can be addressed by using this word foreigner. And there were some people, these were using this word foreigner to address a person who is belonging to different society or culture. This is how the words meaning were changing with time. That means how the terminologies were changing with time. And about the historians and their sources, we can see changes in the sources which were available to the historians to write history. And in the ancient period, that means in the ancient history, the people were writing history by collecting the things which were used by the people during the ancient period, like coins, inscriptions, architecture. These were the things, these were giving information to the historians to write history. Hence, these were the sources: coins, inscriptions, parts, architecture. But as the time proceeds, the textual records helped the historians to understand about the past, and the number of textual records increased with time because paper became widely available. And many manuscripts, these provide detailed information about the past, and these manuscripts were collected by the wealthy people. And holy texts, chronicles of rulers, and letters, judicial records, etc., these were also found, and these were helpful for the historians and helpful for us to know about the past. And these sources were changing. Initially, the things which were used by the people were used as sources for writing history, but the textual records replaced these things with time. This is how the sources changed with time. And about the 1000 years, that is from 8th century to the 18th century, that means from 700 AD to the 1750 AD. During this period, large developments took place. That means there was growth in agriculture, many forests were cleared, and there was growth in many technologies like Persian wheel was used for irrigation purpose, and the spinning wheel which was used for weaving. These were the main technologies which were found during this period. And food was also changed. Food habits of the persons were also changed because many foods and beverages arrived in our country. Vegetables like potatoes, corn, chilies, and beverages like tea and coffee arrived in India, and people, they learned growing of these things also. And the knowledge about the agriculture increased during this time. And this was the period of many changes, like economic, social, and cultural changes occurred during this period. And this period can also be referred as the period of great mobility because people started traveling from one place to the other places. People were traveling in search of the opportunity, and many group of people became important during this period, and these were referred as Rajputs. The word Rajput, which came from or derived from a word Rajaputra. Here Raja means king, Putra means son. A son of a ruler who was referred as Rajaputra. From this word, Rajput's word was arrived. And about Rajputs, these Rajputs, these were having huge respect in the society, and there were many poets and bards who were praising the achievements of these Rajputs. And the term Kshatriya was a word which arrived during this period. This was widely used. Kshatriya word was widely used during this period. That is from 8th century to the 14th century. And this word Kshatriya was used to refer the group of warriors, and this term can also be used for addressing the rulers and chieftains, and many soldiers and commanders. These were referred by using this term Kshatriya. And during this period, many uh, groups became important. These groups were Marathas, Sikhs, Ahoms, Kayasthas. These groups became politically important. And there were many changes which occurred during this period, like forests were cleared, and we can see extension in the agriculture, and many dwellers who are there, these migrated to other places, and tilling of the land, that means agriculture, improvement in the agriculture started, tilling of the land started, and many people became peasants. Peasants means farmers, and many things were also influencing the agriculture, like the things like regional markets, chieftains, priests, monasteries, temples, etc. These were influencing the peasants or the farmers, and peasants were also started paying tax in the by offering the goods, and by providing services to the local lords. And this was a period of many economic and social differences which emerged among the peasants. And there were some people who were possessing more land, and people also started keeping cattle, and many artisanal works were also started. These people who were doing agriculture, in their free time these were doing artisanal work, and cattle keeping was also started during this period. And about jatis or jati system, the people became more differentiated during this period, and differentiated people were grouped into a jati or subcaste, and these people were ranked on the basis of their background and their occupations. Depending upon their occupation and background, these people were differentiated into the groups called jatis, and these ranks were not permanent, and these can be varied according to the power, influence, and resources controlled by the members of jati, and the status of the jati, which was varying from one area to the other area. That means this status and this rank which was changing from one place to the other place, and each jati was having its own rules and regulations, and these were obeyed by the members or people of the particular jati, and these regulations were enforced by the assembly of elders, and these were described in some areas as jati panchayat. And the members of this jati, these should follow the rules of their villages also. This is about jatis during that period. And region and empire. Region means a place, empire means which is bigger than a kingdom. There were many empires which were there during this period, like Cholas, Tughlaqs, Mughals. These were the most important empires which were found during this medieval period. And a Sanskrit prashasti which was used to praise the rulers, like Delhi Sultan, whose name was Ghiyasuddin Balban. He was having a empire, he was ruling a empire which was very vast, and which was stretching from Bengal in east to the Ghazni, which is in Afghanistan, to the west, which was including the South India, and many different regions like Gauda, Andhra, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat. These were working in Balban's army, and few empires like Cholas, Khaljis, Tughlaqs, and Mughals. These controlled the diverse regions, and Mughal Empire, which was declined in the 18th century, which led to the emergence of many regional states. This ends the chapter. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel if you really liking the lessons, and please share the lessons so that other people will also get benefit from this course. Thank you. Keep watching.